Great leaders don't come into a place and crush it with authority, but they come into it and they look at ways they can honor others that they're working shoulder to shoulder with or in their space. I want to talk to you about building this culture of honor. Honor flows best when it's flowing in all directions. When you're walking in a place of honor, it's flowing in every direction. And when honor is flowing in every direction, powerful things happen. God moves. There's unity. People, families, children flourish. So the first place we honor is we honor up. And that just doesn't mean honoring God. It means honoring the people who are in authority, that God has placed in authority over us. How many of you know that God has placed you in a home with a mother and father? And the scripture says, honor your mom and dad, right? And if you do, you'll live long on the earth. Because I can't imagine what happens if you dishonor them. But what happens is we give honor where honor is due. And so this is a perfect example. And some people struggle with this action of honor in their own home because they're like, well, the family that I'm in don't deserve the honor, don't deserve my honor. And when I look at scripture, I struggle because I see examples like David and Saul, where David is literally being chased by Saul through caves and ditches and across deserts. And he's hiding from Saul. And in the process, he literally has to, gets to a point where he gets close enough to actually kill his pursuer. And instead, all his guys are like, you can do it, David. Finally, put an end to this chase. And David decides, I'm not going to do anything because I realize that God actually has placed him in my life. That honor isn't necessarily agreement. It's just recognizing God's hand. And when God places someone in authority in your life, you have to choose a place of honor. It doesn't mean you have to agree, but it means you have to come to a place of honoring and even being honorable in disagreement. You know that you can be honoring and still disagree. Joseph, sold into slavery by his brothers, falsely accused by Potiphar's wife, thrown into prison. Yet when Joseph stood before Pharaoh, he didn't show bitterness or arrogance or rebellion. Instead, he honored Pharaoh and served with excellence. He had every right to speak up against Potiphar, hold back the interpretation of the dream that he had. But instead, he honored Pharaoh in that place. And Joseph didn't honor Pharaoh because Pharaoh was righteous. Joseph honored Pharaoh because Joseph feared God. And he had the call in his life to actually honor those in authority because of his honor towards God. The fear of God actually determines how we actually treat people. I think about this in terms of even modern sports, where you have a student who's on a sports team, in a sports championship team, and they'll always have one thing in common. The best player still honors the coach. When you look at a sports team, even though you may be the best player on that team, you even looked at Michael Jordan and his coach Phil, he was still honoring his coach. Honor those who are in authority. It's not just a leadership structure, it's a value in terms of your honor towards one another. Dishonor will actually break families down. It will fracture healthy teams and healthy families. In our homes, we don't have a choice. I come to a place where in my life, I'm honoring my wife. I'm honoring my kids. I'm honoring my family. I'm honoring my mom and dad. And so I don't want to allow dishonor to find a way into my heart at any point in time. Dishonor will criticize what honor carries for a person. And when we fear God, we choose honor. And this can be tricky because how many of you know that sometimes your boss or politicians or leaders in our country don't do the things that are righteous? So you got to speak up. It doesn't mean silence, but you can be silent and speak up with an honorable spirit that still honors God in the process. Because the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and wisdom provides blessing, and blessing provides riches in your life. I'm struggling with the sound here. Is it just my ears? No, it's not. I wonder if I should take the other mic. Is that better? Check? Yeah, okay, we'll do that. Check. Let's give a hand for our sound guys back there. Yeah. Everywhere Jesus went, we honor up. We honor those who are in authority. But when we honor, we can also honor in different directions. Not just up we honor, but we honor down. And this comes when we look at society and we honor the children. When I look at Jesus and how he modeled honor in his life, he honored children, he honored women, he honored the poor, the sick, he honored the leper, the adulterer. He showcased honor towards tax collectors. How many of you find at this time of year, that's a difficult one? It's like, oh yeah, you want more money? What are you gonna do with it? Everywhere Jesus went, he demonstrated an honor, and honor is critical for there to be transformation. And that's why I'm bringing it to light today, because as a church, we will be limited by the degree of honor that we carry. Honor must be not just alive in us personally, privately, but must be demonstrated in us. How do you honor the children? Honor people in society where they need to be lifted up and where people need to be carried. Jesus looked at every individual and he saw them as people who are carrying the image of the Father. And if we want to see God move in our city, we need to demonstrate that honor, showcase that honor to those who are valuable in our society. And that means to your server, that means to the people that you engage with when you're shopping. Honor, honor, honor. Living with that culture and that value of honor. Oftentimes we honor when we think that the honor is going to be reciprocated. But the hardest time to honor is when we know it's not going to be reciprocated. And we continue to honor in the process. And I'm sure we all know people in our life who aren't good at honoring back. But that doesn't change the fact that we remain people of honor. Romans chapter 2:11 says this: God does not show favoritism or partiality. God does not show it. So we have to be the people who actually honor as part of our general expression. Honoring. One of the businesses in the States, it's come to Canada a little bit, and we can all just pray it does. It just sticks around a little longer than it has, is Chick-fil-A. How many of you know Chick-fil-A? Oh man, Chick-fil-A is a great place to go. If you're ever traveling and you get to go to a Chick-fil-A, get in there. A number of years ago, when they were doing a study on healthy workplaces, they went to different companies to actually discover why they became successful. And they looked at the leadership structure, they looked at compensation, they looked at their business strategies and their marketing. But what they found is that the businesses that were most successful were businesses that valued their people, that actually didn't always look up, but look down. and said, hey, how can we benefit the people who are working for us? And they valued, they listened, they engaged, they encouraged, they created environments where those individuals could find success. And one of them was Chick-fil-A that they studied, and the founder believed in the business model that if you honor God and honored people, your business would find success. So what he did is he shut the Chick-fil-A from operating on every Sunday. Chick-fil-A goes closed on Sundays in order to honor God and to honor the families, realizing that the families needed a break to actually be with their families, be with their kids, do other things together, and engage with time with one another. And what happened is that they became one of the most successful restaurant chains in the world. When everyone was saying, no, you gotta go 7 days a week. You gotta be that company that's running 24/7. They said, no, we're gonna honor God and honor the people. This is what the people need. And when a culture of honor is present, people actually respond. And they respond well. Great leaders don't come into a place and crush it with authority, but they come into it and they look at ways they can honor others that they're working shoulder to shoulder with and are in their space. So a good father comes in and he looks at his kids. How do I come under you and support you? How do I come under you and bless you? How do I come under you and promote you forward? Even Jesus said that of us. He said, greater things will you do in my name than I've even done. I want more for you than I was even able to do. The honor was there for everyone. So we honor up, but we also honor down. And we see potential in one another. We encourage growth. We speak life. We celebrate the wins that each one has.